Hey, what's up, team? This is Eddie Gray. Welcome to Resources for the Modern Creative, where we help you become a better producer. We're looking at Rezo today. This is a plugin I wasn't planning on getting, and you know how it goes. You get pulled in. Why did I buy it? With so many other offerings in the market, you got Baby Audio that has a nice resonant suppressor in Smooth Operator. We have OEK Sound that endorses Soothe. Why this plugin? Well, the truth is that all of these plugins have their context, and that's really the ideal place to be in as a producer. Is what's the right tool for the right job? So I'm going to show you how to use Rezo in 4 easy steps. You ready? All right, go ahead and give me a like, go ahead and subscribe, and let's do this. The very first thing that you want to do is you want to click on this button here and calculate the targets, or you can go over to this menu here and do the same thing. So let's do that now, and then we'll play the audio. All right, once that has been initiated, now you have the opportunity to engage all the targets together, or you can engage each one individually, node by node. I'm going to do this all together. So I'm going to click here. This is the second step. And let's see what work Rezo has done to my mix. All right. So to better get a sense of what's happening here, I'm going to click on this soft bypass button here. And this is B4. Number 3, you're going to want to adjust each and every node to taste. And so not only are we going to use the nodes that Rezo has offered, but we're also going to try and input some data ourselves. So I'm going to go ahead and solo a couple of these to see what exactly we're listening to. All right, so this is all just deharshing in a subtle way. Another thing you can do is you can go into Delta mode right up here. And what happens here is that the plugin is going to play back what essentially it's stripping from the signal. So let's listen to that. All right, so you can hear there's a lot of high-end stuff, right? Well, something else that you can do is input the data in yourself. So you can do this by simply hovering over the screen like so and trying to guesstimate more or less where you're hitting some harsh resonances, or you can hold control and that brings you into frequency sweeping mode. In the past, the way that we did this was we would form a notch filter and we would just kind of swim over all the frequencies and we would find what we thought was the best frequency. And of course, most frequencies can sound really obnoxious at this level, so you got to be really careful and really experiment here. But let's go ahead and swim and let's see what we catch here. I'm going to venture to say that that is causing some stuff in my mix. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to double click, and depending on where I double click, a node will be created and a cue will be set for me. Now you can leave that smart decision because Rezo is in fact using some very smart technology behind it. Or you can use a 2-finger gesture on your trackpad and you can scroll through to change the cue of that specific node. So if I zoom in here, you'll see that as I'm using that 2-finger gesture, I'm able to change the cue. If I move this over maybe to the left some, let's see if I move here, not getting any changes. So it will adapt to what you're doing. So on the higher spectrum, you can see I have a cue of 16, 12, 5, etc., etc. And again, that's happening by a 2-finger gesture on the trackpad. So we've talked about frequency sweeping mode. Again, you can do this automatically or manually. We've talked about Delta mode. I want to talk to you about a really cool technique. If you're not really hearing the actual result, I want to talk to you about the input and output gain. Okay, so here what we're going to do is we're going to link the input and the output together. And what this is going to do is it's going to feed in the signal harder into Rezo, which is going to give me more data to work with. And then the output gain, conversely, is going to be lowered so that we're not kind of smashing the signal, right? So take a listen to this, and this should make a little bit more of an imprint. Okay, so now this is bypassed before Rezo. Now again, if we go into Delta, let's see what we're getting rid of here. So that can be a very overcrowded sound, right? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to click, and in order to make sure this stays locked, I'm going to hold Control after I click, and I'm just going to back off the signal a bit just so I'm not hitting it as hard. Maybe I don't want to get rid of the bassiness as a whole, so let's check this out. Yeah, so now you can really hear it. And one thing I'll say before I go here is that when I use this plugin, I don't really know what I'm missing until I actually use it. This was a technique that I've been using for years and years, especially at the top of the mastering chain. And now I'm just so grateful that Tom over at Mastering the Mix has developed a unique tool to suit the needs of producers that are doing this every single day in and out. But we're not necessarily having to labor over all the various, buttons and parameters. We can simply go into frequency sweeping again. You can click on that icon or hold Control, and then you are ready to fish. So Rezo has some very high quality filters, mastering grade transparency, and again, we talked about the automatic Q optimization, which works really well. And if you want to adjust that Q yourself, just use the scrolling gesture and you should be good. One last thing to mention, if you want to adjust all of these at once, you can click and drag, and you can go ahead and perform multiple node adjustments at the same time. All right, let's finish off. Here's before. And here's after. Yeah, certainly working. All right, guys, this is Eddie Gray signing off. Go ahead and give Mastering the Mix some serious love. Hit him up on IG and all the other platforms. Thank you so much. If you're liking what you're seeing on this channel, go ahead and subscribe. And of course, I will catch you on the next one. Take care.